Hello and welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a weekend preview, previewing this weekend's Championship action. Let's get straight into it with the Friday night game, Birmingham against Reading. And yeah, this is an interesting one because kind of before the break, it seemed like Birmingham had some decent momentum, but now they've only won one of the last five. Reading, after a really tough run of form, now won two on the trot, now against two decent sides and really started moving on up. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. Birmingham 14th, Reading 8th, Birmingham with home advantage. I'm going to say there's not a lot to separate these two sides. So I'm going to say it went up in a draw, one apiece for me. Moving on into Saturday's games and starting off at Ashton Gate with Bristol City taking on Stoke. This is another interesting one. Bristol City had a good start to the return with a 3-1 win over Rotherham. Stoke drawing 2-2 with Cardiff. But yeah, two teams currently sitting lower mid-table. Bristol City 16th, Stoke 19th. I think it's fair to say two teams that probably wanted a bit more from their season so far, but you know, still over half the season to go. And I think at home, Bristol City played well last week and can see them picking up another victory. I'm going to say 2-0. Moving on then to Burnley as they take on Middlesbrough at Turf Moor. And Burnley, they're absolutely flying at the moment, aren't they? 8 points clear of third place. It's looking absolutely outstanding, really, for them to win the league this season. Middlesbrough in 12th after a really slow start to the season under Chris Wilder, recovering very well under Michael Carrick. So this won't be an easy task at all for Vincent Kompany's men. But at home, I think they're just so strong at the moment. I can see them winning this 2-0. Moving on then to Huddersfield as they take on Watford at the John Smith Stadium. We've mentioned it many a time. Huddersfield really struggling at the moment, aren't they? 1-0 loss to Sheffield United last time out, but really it should have been more. And they're currently 4 points adrift of everyone at the bottom of the table, 6 points from safety. Against the Watford side, in 5th place, obviously not the to action for them, only drawing against Hull, but yeah, I think they'll be feeling confident coming into this one against, let's face it, a poor side, so I'm going to say a 2-0 Watford win here. Moving on then to Hull as they take on Sunderland at the KC Stadium, and Hull, they kind of seem to like a draw at the moment, but yeah, I mean, like, still early days in Liam Senior tenure, a really good draw away at Sunderland last time, away at Watford last month, so that'll give them confidence against the Sunderland side, who, I thought were playing really well, and then kind of capitulated against West Brom, really. So that'll be disappointing. They'll be looking to recover from that. But at the same time, Hull at home, I think they'll see this as a real opportunity to get a win. But I think it's a game that could go either way. And I'm going to go down the middle and say it'll be a 1-1 draw. Moving on then to Preston as they take on QPR at Deepdale. And Preston coming into this one off the back of that 4-1 win away at Blackburn. Really, really impressive performance, that one. And they'll be feeling confident. 4 wins from the last 5, playing outstanding against QPR side that's struggling at the moment. 3-0 lost to Burnley last month. But obviously have now appointed Neil Critchley. For me, I know the way he walked out of Blackpool was really controversial, but for me, I still think it's a very, very good appointment. That great manager, but it's a hard one to call this one. I'm going to say it'll be a draw. Moving on then to West Brom as they take on Rotherham at the Hawthorns. And West Brom coming into this one on the back of the last 4 Championship games being victories with that late comeback against Sunderland. Carlos Corberán really impressing there. Rotherham though, not been at the best the last 5 games, I think, really for a long while, to be honest. Do seem to be struggling, dropping down to 18th in the table now. I think West Brom at home, you're definitely fancying them here to pick up another victory. Moving on then to Cardiff as they take on Blackpool at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff coming into this one, off the back of that draw against Stoke, in mixed form, I think it's fair to say, against the Blackpool side that is struggling, but did draw last time out against Birmingham. It's a game that both teams will really be fancying, 20th against 23rd. Both teams need to pick up some points, and I'm going to say it will be Cardiff who pick up the W 2-0. Moving on then to Coventry as they take on Swansea at the Ricoh Arena. Coventry coming into this one, obviously off that 1-0 loss to Reading. Before that their form was really good, but you wonder if the breaking off the field issues, which hopefully are now resolved, may have put them off a bit. But against the Swansea side, who are inconsistent at the moment, you don't really know what you're going to get from Swansea. It's a hard one to call this one, but I'm going to say it will be a 1-1 draw here. I don't think there'll be much to separate the two sides. Moving on then to Norwich as they take on Blackburn at Carrow Road. And yeah, Norwich coming into this one off the back of a 1-0 win away at Swansea. Really good result after, a bit of a tough spell before the break against Blackburn, though, who, obviously started off the season so well, but I think may start to fall away now after the break, if anything, if the performance last weekend was something to go by. And yeah, I think Norwich will definitely fancy their chances here, especially at home. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Norwich. Moving on then to Luton as they take on Millwall at Kenilworth Road. And yeah, Luton coming into this one on a bit of a tough run of form, I think it's fair to say. I think, maybe the club's been upset by Nathan Jones leaving, just taking a bit of time to recover from that, really. Against the Millwall side, who come into this one on the back of a bit of a iffy run as well. But, Millwall still in 7th, Luton dropped down to 13th. So it's a game which both these teams want to get back on track. At home, I'm going to say Luton may just edge it. I'm going to say 1-0. Moving on then to Wigan as they take on Sheffield United at the DW Stadium. Wigan coming into this one off the back of a mixed run of form, I think you'd say, an inconsistent one. Sheffield United, though, 2 wins on the trot, 4 wins in the last 5, really starting to find some form now, which is obviously very positive for them. And yeah, I think they'll feel confident coming into this one against a team that may be struggling a bit at the moment. So I'm going to say 2-0 to the Blades. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Next what's coming to an informative show for daily football news, and subscribe to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.